Prime Minister Rambuka arrived yesterday on 24th of August. He was warmly received by Dr. Sukanta Majumdar, Minister of State for Education and Development for Northeast region, and he was accorded a static guard reception. Prime Minister Rambuka is accompanied by Minister for Health and Medical Services, Mr. Antonio Lala Balawu, and a delegation comprising of senior officials. Yesterday, Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Shri J.P. Nadda, called on Prime Minister Rambuka, and PM Rambuka also visited a super specialty hospital. Today is the main day of the official bilateral engagements. This morning, PM Rambuka visited Rajghat to pay tribute to Father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. This was followed by extensive bilateral talks at the Hyderabad House. The talks covered the entire gamut of bilateral relations, including political cooperation, high-level engagements, trade, agriculture, education, healthcare, mobility, defense, capacity building, and people-to-people ties. The two leaders also shared their perspective on regional and global issues, including on multilateral cooperation. The two leaders also witnessed the exchange of 9 bilateral documents or MOUs. These are construction, commissioning, operation and maintenance of a super specialty hospital in Fiji, an agreement on supply of medicines under our Jan Aushadhi scheme, an MOU on cooperation in standardization between Bureau of Indian Standards and Department of National Measurement and Standards, which is the counterpart body of BIS in Fiji. Another MOU was on the cooperation in the field of human capacity, skilling and upskilling between National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology of India and Pacific Polytechnic of Fiji, on Indian grant assistance for implementation of quick impact projects. A declaration of intent on migration and mobility was also exchanged, and the Fijian side handed over lease deed of Indian Chancery Building in Suva to our High Commissioner. I may mention the other two MOUs that were concluded on the sidelines. One was between Confederation of Indian Industry, or CII, and Fiji Commerce and Employment Federation, FCEF. The second one was between National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, and Fiji Development Bank. A number of initiatives to enhance our ongoing development cooperation with Fiji were also announced. The announcements made included: 1, a visit of parliamentary delegation and of Great Council of Chiefs from Fiji to India in 2026, a port call by an Indian naval ship to Fiji in 2025, creation of the post of Defense Attaché in High Commission of India, Fiji, gifting of 2 ambulances to Royal Fiji Military Forces, establishment of a cyber security training cell in Fiji. Fiji has announced joining the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative of India. We also announced supply of mobile soil testing laboratories to Ministry of Sugar Industry and Multi-Ethnic Affairs of Fiji. Supply of agriculture drones to Sugar Research Institute of Fiji under the Ministry of Sugar Industry and Multi-Ethnic Affairs. Deputation of a Hindi cum Sanskrit teacher, actually associate professor, to University of Fiji. Deputation of a cricket coach from India for Cricket Fiji, which is their organization. We have also announced deputation of an ITech expert to Fiji Sugar Corporation and special ITech training for sugar industry staff of Fiji. Indian ghee gets access to Fijian market. As you all know, it's a very important cuisine of Indian cuisine. Support for training for a cohort of Pandits from Fiji in India has also been announced. We shall be also having a second Jaipur foot camp in Fiji and a specialized medical treatment in Indian hospitals under the Heal in India program for a certain number of Fijians. The joint statement, which has been agreed between the two countries, has been released, I think, shortly. I'm told later today. It has already just been released, and it has the details of all the bilateral documents as well as the announcements. This is PM Rambuka's first visit to India in his current capacity. In fact, we've had a series of high-level visits between India and Fiji in the recent past. Honorable Rashtrapati Ji had visited Fiji last year in August 2024, and during that visit, PM Rambuka had called on the President. PM Modi met PM Rambuka in May 2023 on the sidelines of the third FIPIC summit in Port Moresby, and several ministerial visits have also taken place from both sides. In fact, I'm told that since the current government came to power, 22 ministerial visits have taken place between the two countries, including the visits of all three deputy prime ministers of Fiji to India. These high-level exchanges serve as an important strategic platform to advance our cooperation in diverse spheres. India and Fiji have historical and cultural ties. Fiji, with its significant Indian diaspora and historical connections to India, holds a place of special importance, and development assistance is the key pillar of our bilateral cooperation, and we have taken a number of initiatives in this regard. As I said, when it comes to defense and security, we are focusing on basically training and capacity building, and we have also had port calls by our visits by our ships, and we have also focused on HADR, humanitarian and assistance and disaster relief. We are essentially focusing on enhancing the maritime capabilities of Fiji so that they could deal with the challenges of security in their region, which is also disaster management, because their countries are vulnerable to natural disasters, cyclones, etc. We are also building upon they also have this issue of IUU, illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. So for that as well, we are supporting them. We had the first meeting of JWG only recently. So I think the two sides are working on how we can collaborate with them. We are setting up a cyber security cell. I think we are also supplying, we have announced today we will be supplying sea ambulances to the Fiji military forces. So there are a lot of areas which we are exploring as of now. And I think the basic is we want to kind of collaborate in the regional security architecture, so that our shared vision of having a free, open, inclusive, and peaceful and sustainable Indo-Pacific is there for everybody. Both prime ministers made brief press statements after the exchange of MOUs. A banquet lunch was hosted by Prime Minister Shri Modi in favor of the visiting Prime Minister Rambuka, and his delegation at the Hyderabad House. As regards the other elements of the program, today PM Rambuka will also call on Honorable Rashtrapati Ji at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Tomorrow, on 26th of August, PM Rambuka will visit the UIDAI headquarters, the National Defence College, and a Jan Aushadhi Kendra. PM Rambuka will deliver a talk on Ocean of Peace at the Indian Council of World Affairs. It's tomorrow at 16:30, so those of you who are interested are welcome to join. He will depart for Fiji from New Delhi on 27th of August.